The conflict in Ukraine has been a breeding ground for misinformation. Conflicting narratives, often fueled by propaganda and political agendas, cloud the reality on the ground. One such example is the recent claim of a Russian encirclement of Ukrainian troops in the Kursk region. This assertion, amplified by certain media outlets and political figures, has gained traction despite a lack of credible evidence. This essay aims to cut through the fog of war, examining the facts surrounding the Ukrainian operation in Kursk and debunking the myth of encirclement. In August 2024, Ukrainian forces launched a daring offensive into Russia's Kursk region. This operation, unexpected in its audacity, marked a significant escalation in the conflict. The objectives were multifaceted: to divert Russian forces from other fronts, disrupt critical supply lines, inflict damage on military infrastructure, and bolster Ukrainian morale. The Kursk offensive, beyond its immediate military goals, aimed to gain leverage in the ongoing peace negotiations. It was a calculated gamble by Kiev, demonstrating their continued capacity to strike deep within Russian territory. The initial phase of the Kursk offensive caught Russian forces off guard. Ukrainian troops, displaying tactical acumen and determination, made rapid advances. They successfully captured the strategically important town of Sudzha and surrounding areas. This early success sent shockwaves through Moscow, highlighting vulnerabilities in Russia's defenses. However, maintaining this momentum proved challenging. Russia, leveraging its superior air power and advanced drone technology, launched a fierce counteroffensive. Logistical challenges, including inadequate defensive preparations, began to plague the Ukrainian advance. Faced with mounting pressure and logistical constraints, Ukraine made the strategic decision to withdraw its forces from Kursk in mid-March 2025. This retreat, executed in a phased and orderly manner, was not a rout or an encirclement. Ukrainian troops, demonstrating discipline and tactical awareness, inflicted losses on the pursuing Russian forces while withdrawing to more defensible positions. The retreat, while marking an end to the Kursk offensive, allowed Ukraine to preserve its forces and regroup for future operations. Section 5. Debunking the encirclement myth: facts versus fabrications. Despite clear evidence of a planned and executed Ukrainian withdrawal, a narrative of encirclement took hold in some quarters. This misinformation, originating from pro-Russian sources and amplified by certain media outlets, lacked any factual basis. Ukrainian officials vehemently denied the encirclement claims, labeling them as Russian fabrications designed to demoralize Ukrainian forces and sow discord among international supporters. President Zelensky, while acknowledging the very difficult situation faced by Ukrainian troops during the retreat, categorically refuted the encirclement narrative. Section 6. Seeking a ceasefire, a fragile path to peace. The Kursk operation unfolded against the backdrop of ongoing ceasefire negotiations. Both sides, recognizing the immense human and economic costs of the war, expressed a willingness to explore avenues for peace. However, significant obstacles remained. Russia, emboldened by its recent territorial gains, demanded significant concessions from Ukraine. These included media group, maps showing recent territorial changes, Russian military parades at stock at distribute _equally, Kyiv renouncing its NATO aspirations, recognizing Russian control over 4 annexed Ukrainian regions, limiting the size and capabilities of the Ukrainian army, and easing Western sanctions. Ukraine, while open to a ceasefire, insisted on maintaining its territorial integrity and sovereignty. Section 7. The International Dimension, U.S. aid and North Korean involvement. The conflict in Ukraine has drawn in global powers, adding further complexity to the situation. The United States, a key ally of Ukraine, temporarily suspended military and intelligence aid to Kiev in early March 2025. This decision, attributed to concerns about Ukraine's commitment to negotiations, sparked controversy and fueled anxieties in Kiev. The aid was restored after 9 days, following assurances from Ukraine and diplomatic efforts led by U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff. On the other side, Russia received military assistance from North Korea, including the deployment of elite troops and advanced weaponry, further escalating the conflict. Section 8. Putin's endgame calculations and concerns. Understanding Vladimir Putin's strategic calculus is crucial to unraveling the complexities of the Kursk operation and the broader conflict. Analysts suggest that Putin, facing mounting domestic pressure and economic strain, is eager for a face-saving resolution to the war. A ceasefire, even under unfavorable terms, could be spun as a victory for domestic consumption. However, Putin also faces internal pressure from hardline elements within the Russian establishment who advocate for a more aggressive approach. Balancing these competing pressures, Putin walks a tightrope, seeking a resolution that consolidates his gains while mitigating risks. Section 9. The Kursk Operation in Perspective: Lessons and Implications. The Ukrainian offensive in Kursk, though ultimately ending in retreat, provides valuable insights into the evolving dynamics of the conflict. It demonstrated Ukraine's continued capacity to challenge Russian forces, even deep within their territory. The operation also exposed vulnerabilities in Russia's defenses, undermining the image of military invincibility carefully cultivated by the Kremlin. The Kursk operation, despite its limited territorial gains, served as a potent reminder that the outcome of the war remains uncertain. The conflict, far from reaching a conclusion, seems poised to enter a new, potentially even more dangerous phase.